Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Meltdown Challenge. This is for September the, 17th? Is that what it is? Something like that. Anyway, we're glad you're here tonight, and we're going to be talking about health, of course, but what is non-sick, and how does that relate to optimal health and to being sick? What is non-sick? Hey, Mary, I see that you've come. Welcome. Glad to see you too. Okay, I'm going to change this to a share screen so I can share my desktop with you. Hope I'm going to do this right. Woohoo! And I'm going to pull up a slide that you all have seen. Somebody needs to mute. Okay, this is a slide that you saw a couple of days ago on the challenge, and basically what it is it's showing the effect of our daily choices over time. When we were younger and healthier and more energetic and had more muscle tissue than fat tissue, we could get away with a lot of bad habits and not gain weight. But when we got to the point to where we were taking in more fuel than we were burning off, then that effect of those daily choices over time started working against us. You lose muscle tissue, then you're not burning as many calories, and so you're creating more fat on your body, and then that's just leading us into metabolic syndrome and more unhealthy things to help it happen in our body. And so by making those unhealthy choices over time, we really are getting sicker and sicker. Now, I remember when I first started on plan and had so much weight to lose, I would go to the doctor and I'd say, I'm sick. Give me a pill. There's something, I feel so bad. And they do all the tests on me. And then all day, and you're told to do something, and you don't do it, and he reacts the way he does. Somebody needs to mute.
Donna, that Janet thought it started at 8 o'clock.
Every time you're out of this house, he's going to call us, and we're going to fight with him. But then I will be playing friends, so I know how you act.
Has somebody got a TV or radio on or something?
Let me move. Hold on.
I need everybody to mute out.
Hold on, I'm moving. Okay, and I don't know where the move is, so.
The mute.
Oh, there it is.
It's a little microphone down on the bottom of your screen. Okay, got it. Good. Okay, those daily choices over time kind of double their effect. Anyway, and I went to the doctor and I said, I'm sick. I knew I was sick. I felt horrible all the time. He said, no, I took all the tests. I'm healthy as a horse. I'm just fat. And there was more truth to that than he was saying, because extra body fat does create illness. So if that's true, losing body fat is going to help us get back on the track of getting healthy again. But we have to know where we are, and we have to know what to do in order to get back on track. We can move from a non-sick state to an optimal health state. We can move from an unhealthy state to a non-sick state to an optimal health state. We can move from a sick state to unhealthy to non-sick to optimal health by working on our diet and exercise and water. And that's what we're doing on the health challenge. We're learning to practice habits that are going to help us move from a sick or an unhealthy or a non-sick state into optimal health. And so the question is, how are we going to do that? So if I can make this thing, I can figure out how to turn off there we go. I'm going to go to my website, which is, y'all all know I'm a Take Shape for Life health coach. And we all have, oh, I know there's a better way to do it. Excuse me. I think it's this one right here. Is that the link? Sorry, I'm having trouble manipulating my mouse, so I'm just going to have to type it in. I'm at www.donnavets.tsfl, that's takeshapeforlife.com. Now, there's a lot of good information and help and tips and stuff like that on this website. One of the most important things is the tools and support, because this is where you can get all program guides and ideas and information. But what I'm going to ask you to do this week is I'm going to ask you to go to my website and take a health assessment. So I'm going to show you what that's like. If you have Dr. A's book, Dr. A's Habits of Health, you've got this in your book. But if you don't have it in your, let's see if I can minimize y'all. Yeah. If you don't have his book, it's okay. It's on my website. And you can actually take this online, and the results will be mailed to me and I'll mail them to you. Unfortunately, you won't be able, if you take it online, you won't be able to see the answers you mark unless you print out your page. Now, you can't print out all of this. It's too much paper. You might not even need to print it out. You can just go to File and Save, and I'll show you how to do that. So section 1 is called You Are What You Eat. And what you eat is very critical to our health. Eating more calories than we use leads to weight gain. High glycemic foods, those are foods that are metabolized as sugar, that's starches and any sugary foods, overworks our pancreas, and foods that stimulate inflammation, such as saturated fats, create chaos throughout our body. On the other hand, eating lots of fruits and vegetables turns off fat storage. It satisfies our hunger and stabilizes our blood sugar, lowers insulin, and quells inflammatory fires. So when you start taking this health assessment, remember, the question says, in the previous 12 months I have. So what we're looking at is the week or two prior to the challenge. What were your habits like then? In the previous 12 months, I pretty much stayed the same weight. I've maintained my weight, but I do eat breakfast every day. Eating breakfast is a healthy habit. It's something we all need to do, is start fueling our body with a small meal within an hour of waking up. When I started on plan, I occasionally ate breakfast. Sometimes it was never, but I occasionally ate breakfast. But now I can click that I do. I eat it every day. And now I know, so I eat 6 or more small healthy meals or snacks a day. And in general, I eat my calories after 5% or less than 35%. In other words, what you want to mark this thing, what you're doing right now, with the idea of it's going to help us know where we want to go and what we want to go to. I eat red meat. When I first started on plan, it was more than 3 times a week. Now I eat it 2 to 3 times a week. I eat fish that is high in omega-3. Used to, I check never. Now it's 1 to 2 times a week. I need to eat it more, but you know how that works. I'm trying to be honest. I eat dairy products that are, and back in the old days, I ate full fat. But now I've learned I do low fat or skim. I prefer my poultry. I'm supposed to check skinless, but I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to put dark meat and white meat. I usually like my meat or fish, and I broil it, I grill it, and bake it or steam it. That's pretty much it. Rarely I'll eat fish that's fried. Rarely. But anyway, so this is mainly what I do. I eat servings of vegetables now more than 5 times a day. I eat servings of fresh fruit. I don't eat any yet because I get it in my portion control meal replacements, and I'm not really crazy about fruit anyways, but I know I'm getting my vitamin C. I get my sugar primarily from, this is going to be kind of hard. I probably ought to pick natural fruits, but that's not what I really do. I get it mostly from fructose. I eat white starches. That's white bread, white rice, tortillas, and pasta. Oh my God, used to be more than 2 times a day. Of course, that's why I weigh almost 300 pounds. But now I do it, less than 1 to 2 times a week. I eat processed natural grains and rice, and I'm going to just go ahead and click through this real quick instead of read it all, because you can do it yourself. Okay, I'm going to do this. I drink alcohol and drink a week. I salt my food occasionally, and I take vitamin and mineral supplements never. Okay, this is what I do. Now, I can go to next, but if I do, I'm going to lose my answers. So what I want you to do is when you get to this part, go to File and Save Page As, go to your desktop and save Donna Betts, Take Shape for Life, Donna Betts, put Donna Betts 1, because that's the first page that you've done, and then click Save. That way it's saving for when I do it again, I'll be able to compare and see how I've progressed. And then I'm going to click Next. Now I'm on the second section, which is You Are What You Eat. On the move. We live in a computer-driven, sedentary world. Most people are not very active. When you're tired and overweight, it takes a lot of effort to move your body. Answering the following questions about your current activity level. I walk, and I'm not going to take time to read all of these. I'm just going to mark them so that I can move ahead. But you can read the questions pretty quick while I'm just going through and marking, and then you can read them more carefully when you do it yourself. It really doesn't matter what I'm putting on here now, because I'm going to go back tomorrow and I'm going to take it again. It'll erase all my old answers and put my new answers in, so I'll be able to still get a true picture, because I'm going to be doing this too. We're on part 3, the interview. And this one is real hard for those of us who are retired, because we don't have the work stress that people who are working have. So just do the best you can, and just have a think about retirement is your work. So how are you spending your retirement, and what are you doing in your retirement as far as your sleep and your activity and stuff like that? Oh, what did I forget to do on page 2? Dadgummit, I forgot to go to File and Save Page As. I didn't get page 2 done, but I'm going to change this to Donna Betts page 3 or section 3. I'm going to save that. Fiddle-dee-dee. Then I'm going to go next. And the next section is weighing you down. All right. You don't need to be told that smoking is devastating to your health. If you're a smoker, make quitting your first priority. And then I'm just going to click these down the line just to get it over with. And before I go to the next page, though, I'm going to go to File and Save Page As, Donna Betts 4, and save. And now I'm going to go to Next. You see what I'm getting at? You got to save your page, or you're not going to remember where you're coming from. Okay, did I click Next? I thought I did. Oh, I need to click this. Less than 1 total of your smoke. 10. Okay, whatever. Next. Okay, then why is this not letting me go? Oh. All right. Next section is weighing you down, your gender, your waist circumference in inches. That's it, about 288 is more right, but 28 isn't it? And hip circumference in inches. Don't I wish? And my weight in pounds. Don't I wish? And my height in inches would be 65. And before I go to Next, I'm going to go to File and Save Page As. And what is this? Donna Betts 5, I believe. Okay, then I go to Next. All right, now on this one, if you have the results of your latest lab work, you need to get it out to do this part of the assessment. And if you don't have a copy of it, you can call your doctors. In my case, I can actually email my doctor, and their nurse will send the information to me. So if you don't have a hard copy of it, call and ask your doctor's or your doctor's nurse to email you a copy of your latest lab results, because they have them. Everything's getting so electronic nowadays. They'll probably all have your probably as many lab results as you want. But this section is optional, but if you know this information, go ahead and put it in. I'm just clicking to get through. And before I go to next, y'all are all gonna say it with me. I've got to go to File and Save Page As, Donna Bet 6, and save it. I do all my saving to my desktop so that I can find it easy. Now I'm gonna go to next. Okay, start where you are. I love this, and I believe this. This is what all of the doctors and physicians in my company teach. Any medical conditions that you have at the moment are naturally a major factor in your current health status. But don't be discouraged. Remember, your health status is not fixed. It is only the starting point of your journey. By changing your health habits, we can neutralize and even eliminate many health problems, and in some cases, reduce or completely phase out your need for medication. There's some things that are genetic, or you've had body parts removed, or transplants and stuff like that. I mean, that's not the medicine I'm talking about. I'm talking about high blood pressure medicine. I'm talking about, and if it's not, an inherited disease, if your high blood pressure is due to being obese, you need to watch it. You need to measure it because it's going to drop as you're losing weight. If you're on insulin or diabetic medication, it's going to reduce as you learn these healthy habits of eating dividing your calories into 6 small meals a day, drinking your water, moving your body. You are going to get healthier. I've been to my healthcare practice. I'm going to do this last little piece. Did I get everything? I hope I didn't skip one. Okay, now before I go to next, I have to go to File and Save Page As, Section 7, and Save. Now I'm going to go to next. Okay, Section 8 is all in the family. That's what I was talking about a while ago. Your family history certainly has an impact on the types of medications you might have to take. And these predispositions are going to help us work on our healthy habits focused on what that history of disease or that tendency to disease might be. So it's real important, if you know it, to think about or to evaluate your genetic predisposition. And if you had any of them, then click it. If you didn't have any of it, then you don't have to click anything. And then you probably don't even need to print this one out, but just so we can go over it one more time so I can pound it into your head before you hit next. Go to File and Save Page As, and this is Section 7. You can tell I'm a teacher. I'm going to say the same thing 100 times. Oh, it already exists. Do you want to replace it? No, I'm going to change it to 8. All right, and I'm going to save that. Now, I've got mine saved, so now I'm going to go to Submit, and when you submit it, your score is going to be sent to me. But you're going to be able to see what your final results are. My final score was 80 to 89, so I'm in the healthy range, but y'all know I cheated. I'll take it for real and find out what my real score is. And I want to click to email the results so that I can send it to me. You're going to send it to me. And it's Donna Betts at sbcglobal.net, health assessment result, and submit. Okay? So that is what I want you to do sometime this week. Now, sometime in the challenge, they are going to let us, let me come back to our,
Mona,
yeah.
did it say on that last page that all those illnesses were before the age 60?
Did I say that?
You didn't say it, but I read it, and I wondered if it meant if it was for all of the illnesses.
You mean for your parents? That was a genetic, if they had it before the age of 60.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I've got y'all back on, so everybody unmute. So after doing that health assessment, let me see if I can figure out how to stop sharing. Stop share. Woohoo! Look at there. Dang, I'm so proud of myself. Okay, what we've learned from this is if you're not sick, you're healthy, right? Well, that's often how the medical world sees it, but in reality, these two states, non-sick and healthy, are vastly different. Non-sickness is simply surviving, as opposed to a healthy state, which we call thriving. It is caused by eating an excess quantity of, here's this, I love this statement, nutritionally barren food. So when we pick up those, peanuts or chips or tortillas or all of this stuff, it's calories and it's food, but it is nutritionally barren. Not going to do us any good. All it's going to do is make us sick and fat and unhealthy and sluggish and no energy. So
Yeah.
remember that. Non-sickness is simply surviving as opposed to a healthy state of thriving. It results from eating nutritionally barren food. And what does that nutritionally barren food do? Well, it overworks our pancreas and it facilitates our body's storage of fat. Now, if it overworks our pancreas, guess what that does? It is our insulin pump. And insulin is, if that gets unbalanced between the amount of food we take in and how much our body needs, the more extra body is fat. Ooh, I'm getting a lot of feedback from something. But anyway, that's why there's so much type 2 adult onset diabetes in America today. It's because of all the nutritionally, maybe for now everybody ought to mute again. I don't know what that noise is. And I'll come back and ask you to unmute later. I hear a ball game or something? Okay, that's better. Janet, can you mute? Mary, can you mute? Okay. Let's see, where was I? It was kind of an important stuff. Oh, I was talking about adult onset diabetes. That's caused by obesity because our pancreas overstimulates and produces too much insulin, and then it gets all out of whack and it doesn't work right anymore. The scary thing is that it's not just adult onset type 2 diabetes anymore. Kids 8 and 10 years old, your grandchildren, our grandchildren are diagnosed at a greater and greater percentage of type 2 diabetes. And why? Because we eat too much junk. Because it's so easy to drive through that drive-through window and punch the button and tell the girl in the window what we want to eat. And then we drive up to the window, and the only type of exercise we do is we're rolling down the little window, punching the little button to roll our window down and reaching in to grab our bag of food. And then we're going home to eat it. Whereas in the old days, people ate sandwiches, people ate desserts and sweets. They wouldn't have the obesity problem then. Why? Because they worked so hard. They used the calories, they moved their bodies, they burned up, their body used what they ate to build new cells and to create health in their lives. But in the past 30 years or so, food has become so convenient, we don't even have to cook it anymore. We don't have to go through that exercise. So remember that next time you want to go through and pick up something that's fast food. Think about what you're doing to your pancreas to overstimulate it, to produce more insulin, to make us fatter, and is it really worth it? Non-sickness is a state of health in which our muscles become weak and flabby. That's going to make us be fatter because we have less muscles. Our muscles are not as toned as it is. Well, then we're going to eat less calories and still get fat on fewer calories. I can go back to the beginning. You remember when we were kids and we ate a lot more food than we do now, and we never got fat. It was because we were moving all the time. We were going outside and playing basketball, riding our bikes. We were a generation of movers. Whereas now kids are sedentary, they play video games. So what you're learning on this challenge, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with your children and your grandchildren, and let's really make a difference, not just in our own lives, but let's make a difference in the lives of our friends and our relatives. We don't want our muscles being weak and flabby. We want to get rid of fat, and we want to tone our muscles, because as we tone our muscles, muscle weighs more than fat. That worries some people. Don't let it bother you, because if we get rid of the fat and we firm our muscle, we get to eat more calories because we're moving more and our body is burning more. So that's a goal to get to. Another thing that we've got to remember is not getting enough sleep actually creates stress. I mean, you may say, well, I'm stressful, so I can't sleep. Well, that's a vicious cycle. So during the challenge, we're going to be working on techniques and goals to help us learn how to create sleep. And because if you're not already sleeping, you need to know what you need to do in order to make yourself or let yourself sleep again. And you'll be learning these. We'll talk about that at a later a Zoom meeting, the importance of sleep. But if you specifically have trouble with that, give me a call. We can talk about it between now and our next Zoom meeting when I'm going to cover that. That state of weak muscles, okay. I've got 10 minutes, so I'm okay. I'm gonna skip this part. In a state of sickness, time is against us. It may go unnoticed until one day you're so fatigued you finally go to your doctor and find out you have diabetes. Your health path has led you from non-sick to sick. The bad news is that close to 90% of us fall into this non-sick category. The great news is that the non-sick can usually reach optimal health in a relatively short time. So I want everybody to unmute, and we're going to take a few minutes for a little victory celebration. And unmute. Now, we've been doing this for a week, 1 week. And Sylvia, in 1 week, what victories do you have to celebrate?
I walked 10,000 steps on Sunday.
Awesome. I know there's more. I know you lost weight.
Okay. Yes, I lost weight. It was, I think it was 3 pounds. Thank you.
That's pretty good.
Right. And I'm eating healthier.
Absolutely. That's fabulous.
Right.
Okay. Let's go over to Nancy. Do you have any victories to share with us this week?
I have started walking again because it's not 110 here.
Yeah.
2 miles a day is now normal.
Okay.
And I am starting to introduce Sherry, who just rang my doorbell. I've let her listen, and I think she's going to join us.
Oh, yay! It's wonderful. We'd love to have you. It's really, we're learning so much, and we're having so much fun on this. I really hope you do. Hey, Paula, what are your victories this week?
2 pounds down, and I've been up to the fitness center every day. I've been walking against the current in the little walking circle out in the pool. It's killer.
Fabulous. That is absolutely fabulous. What about you, Miss Dixie? What's your victory? What?
I said I ironed.
Dixie. Good grief. Dixie is our team comedian. And if you if you ever need a laugh, read her posts. What is your victory to this week, Dixie? I know ironing is not a victory, it's a miracle.
I bowled a 143.
Yay! And that is because you're getting fit. This is what, your third challenge? How much have you lost?
No, fourth. 37 pounds.
See, so, I mean, inch by inch, anything's a cinch. When we're stepping in the right direction, we're going where we need to go. Way to go. I'm so proud of you, and you're such a blessing to our team. Keep up the good work. Keep posting. Jackie.
I've lost 4 pounds, though.
Oh, woo, great. Okay, Jackie, what's your victory this week?
I lost 3 pounds, and I hit 500 miles on my Fitbit.
500. Fabulous.
Not this week, but it hit 500.
Yeah, right. Judy, what is your victory? It can be a scale victory or non-scale victory. But what have you got to share with us that you have this week?
Well, I lost 6 pounds, and I'm wondering if my scales are right.
You're what?
I said, I hope my scales are right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sure they are. That's awesome, Judy. And you've kind of been a little under the weather. You've only walked a couple of times, right?
Yeah, I've only, I walked Sunday with the girls, but I
Right.
only miles. And I walked, so I've only walked probably about half of the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you start off, if you can do it 3 times a week, that's a great start. And then start trying to do it every other day. And then 2 days on and 1 day off, 2 days on and 1 day off. In other words, if you're not used to exercising, don't do like I do, because I'm such an obsessive compulsive and go in and try to walk 5 miles the first day. That's one reason exercise is so hard for me, because I overdo it. So having an exercise plan is really important. You might want to think about that. Hi, Mary Jo. What's your victory this week?
5.5 pounds.
Fabulous. Congratulations.
And my Fitbit scale doesn't think I'm a guest anymore.
You finally got that fixed. Fantastic. Hey, Janet.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
What is your victory this week?
I've lost 3 pounds.
Congratulations, y'all. This really isn't Janet. This is Nut. If you see her on the wall and you're saying, "Who the heck is Nut?" That's her.
That's me.
Okay. You lost some weight. Any other victories? Non-scale victories? How about water? How are you doing on water?
I'm doing really good at water. I fill up my Brita and I drink it all day.
Oh, good. So you have a way to measure it.
Yes,
That's good.
what I've got. Yep.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, Miss Mary. Oh, Mary, you're muted. I think maybe you're on here twice. That may be what the problem. She's on 2 different things.
On twice, Mary.
Oh, I can't hear you. Can you figure out how to unmute your computer? There ought to be a little microphone down on the bottom, and look on Sylvia's picture. See the little microphone up here? And she's clicked it and it has a red line through it. You might have a red line through yours. You need to click it so that it'll get unread. Who is that? Is that Mary? Well, while Mary's awake, I lost 5 pounds this week, and I lost 1 inch in my waist, and I was delighted with that. So woohoo! Just practicing the healthy habits and doing it 1 day at a time. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. Not Sylvia, Jackie, you're going to have to get Mary to figure out how to unmute her computer between now and the next meeting, because we want to be able to hear from her next week. Next week, we're going to talk about why we need to eat 6 small meals throughout the day. And that's going to be a real interesting topic. It's going to kind of blow some of y'all away. And we're going to use the knowledge that we have and what we've learned in the first 2 weeks of the challenge to create structural tension charts. We're going to talk about that. And we'll also talk a little bit about some of the assessment results that we get. If there's something you especially want me to address at any of the future Zoom meetings, just let me know. Otherwise, I'll just go ahead and keep picking the topics. I guess that's it. Everybody unmute. And it's time for the Waltons. Good night. Good night. Night, Jackie.
Good night, Sylvia. Good night, Jackie.
Night, Dixie. Night, Sylvia. Night, Janet.
Good night,
Night,
sister.
Later.
Good night, Paula. Good night,
Have
Jack.
a wonderful
Good night,
week.
Dixie.